My wife sent me a care package overseas containing a DNA test and a note. Don't come back. He's not yours, and neither is the house. I was 3 months into my deployment in Kuwait when the package arrived at our forward operating base. My wife Kendra had been sending care packages regularly, usually filled with cookies, photos of our son Dylan, and letters that kept me connected to home. This package felt different the moment I picked it up from the mail center, heavier than usual, and when I shook it, something rattled inside like loose pills. I carried it back to my bunk, expecting the usual comfort items, but instead found a home DNA test kit and a handwritten note that made my hands shake. The note was short and brutal. Marcus, I know the truth now. Dylan isn't yours. The house was bought with money you stole. Don't bother coming home. We'll be gone by the time you read this. I stared at the words for 10 minutes, trying to make sense of them. Dylan was definitely mine. I'd been there for his birth, cut the umbilical cord, held him first, and I'd never stolen money from anyone. Our house was bought with my army savings and a VA loan. I tried calling Kendra immediately, but her phone went straight to voicemail. I tried our house phone and got a disconnected message. Over the next week, I called every day with no response. I reached out to my brother Jake, who lived nearby, asking him to check on them. Jake drove to our house and found it empty. Not just empty like they'd moved out, but completely gutted. No furniture, no belongings, even the appliances were gone. The neighbors said they hadn't seen Kendra or Dylan in 2 weeks, and a moving truck had come the previous Monday. I contacted our bank and discovered our joint account had been drained 3 weeks earlier. Someone had withdrawn everything using online banking, but the IP address traced to our home computer. The bank showed me transaction records for purchases I'd never made, including a $15,000 cash advance that was supposedly taken out in person using my PIN. The signature on the withdrawal slip looked exactly like mine. I requested emergency leave and started digging deeper. Our mortgage company said the house had been sold 2 months ago to a cash buyer, signed off on by both Kendra and myself. They showed me the sale documents with my signature, notarized and legal, but I'd been deployed for 3 months and had never signed anything. I drove to the DMV and discovered someone had renewed my driver's license the previous month. The photo showed a man who looked exactly like me, but something about the eyes was wrong, too close together, and a scar on his chin that I don't have. My credit report showed dozens of new accounts opened in my name over the past 4 months. Credit cards maxed out, loans taken against assets I didn't know I had. Someone had been living my life while I was overseas, but doing it systematically, legally, with perfect documentation. The DNA test results came back negative. According to the lab, Dylan wasn't my biological son, but I'd been with Kendra since before she got pregnant, and she'd never been with anyone else. I found Kendra's sister Mallory through Facebook and called her directly. She seemed shocked to hear from me and said Kendra had told the family that I'd abandoned them and enlisted to avoid child support payments. Mallory said Kendra was staying with a new boyfriend named Marcus who'd been helping her through the divorce proceedings. A Marcus who looked just like me but treated Dylan better than I ever had. She gave me an address in Phoenix where they were supposedly living. I drove straight there and sat outside the apartment complex for hours, waiting. At 6 p.m., I saw them walking to the parking lot. Kendra, Dylan, and a man who was wearing my face. And that's when I realized someone had been stealing my entire life while I was deployed, and they'd convinced my own family that he was the real me.